Morning folks, welcome back. I've only gone and done it again, parked by a pub. Welcome back. So today I've made the short hop out past Congleton to the Leek Road, just over the border into Staffordshire, and we're at Rushton Spencer, and I'm starting here on Station Lane at the Knot Inn, which is a 19th century railway inn with good food and drink, and it's dog friendly too. It stands beside the old Macclesfield to Uttoxeter line, and the station next door has that distinctive North Staffs railway design. The disused rail line now forms part of the Staffordshire Way, a 92-mile path that runs from Malcop in the north down to Kinver Edge in the south. So we're near the northern end of it today. There's a free walkers car park behind the pub, and today's route's just over 3 miles, just a perfect distance for a stroll to work up a thirst and then finish at the pub. If you'd like to build up a hunger and thirst, then follow the Staffordshire Way path behind the pub. It's about 3/4 of a mile from here to somewhere else we've visited before and started from at Rudyard Lake. So you could start here and follow that route. It would be about 6 miles if you started from here. And yeah, it's beautiful down at Rudyard Lake. It was constructed in the late 18th century to feed the Congleton Canal in the valley below, which again we visited at Cheshire, and there's a great pub there. So let's begin by turning left outside the pub and then right onto the Staffordshire Way. Through the dappled shade on the old railway line. In places it's hard-packed earth, and in others loose stone, possibly from the original rail bed. We'll just keep following it until we meet the Gritstone Trail. Just a little bit about the name. So Rushton Spencer comes from the Old English meaning settlement by rushes, which gives you a clue. We're in the valley here, we're just over the border from Cheshire into Staffordshire. And to our left, if you look up, you can see Bosley Cloud, which stands on the border between Cheshire and Staffordshire, towering 1,125 feet above the plain. We've visited Bosley Cloud before, of course, and also further down the valley at Bosley, which again shares a fantastic view up towards the cloud. And so we've reached our turn-off point. Take a left down the steps and then a right under the old railway bridge on the Gritstone Trail. And so we're going to join the Gritstone Trail under this bridge. If you followed the Gritstone Trail left here, of course, it would take you all the way up to the top of Bosley Cloud. Ahead we're going to cross the Leek Road with care and straight on across the field. To our left we can see the River Dane, and yes, this path is also part of the Dane Valley Way. Here we go, Dane Valley Way. River Dane's just down there. Follow the well-trodden path across the field and then join the abandoned water course, which used to carry water from the River Dane through to feed the Rudyard Reservoir. Before you do though, make sure you turn around and take in the fantastic view back up towards the cloud. Cracking view. So there is a path straight on back towards Rushton Spencer, but I'm going to follow this conduit a bit down the Dane Valley Way. This section of path looks like it gets a bit wet in the winter. Worth it though, it's lovely and peaceful here. Looks like the watercourse doesn't go anywhere anymore, judging by the weed on it. Obviously gets quite muddy here. Ooh. The path crosses a couple of tracks, but these aren't public paths, they're just for the farmer. Morning.
Morning. Nice morning.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's a little bit wet underfoot, mine, but...
Yeah, well, it's been raining for a week, so it's fair enough, and it's just nice for it to be out. It's a lovely path, this, and if you look to the left, occasionally the trees open up and you can glance the River Dane in the valley down to the left. Ahead we reach a meeting of the ways. The Gritstone Trail turns left and the Dane Valley Way carries straight on, but we're going to turn right. And you might recognise the spot. Yes, we've been here before when we ran out from Wincle. So if you want to make a longer route here, you could continue out and do a loop around Wincle. And so just to remind ourselves, if we went straight on here on the Dane Valley Way, this is what you'd see. This is me running it in the other direction. Anyway, back to today. We're going to head up the hill now and follow the track which takes us back pretty much to Rushton Spencer. At this point you could just take a right on the lane and it'll take you into Rushton Spencer, but there's a path on the right too, which takes you there over the fields. Okay, where next? There's a path that way, I think. Yeah, let's go that way. Just follow the path across the fields until you reach the stream, where we turn left. Slightly contradictory sign. Perhaps that's somebody's house. Does seem a bit odd. We joined that track at the top of the steps, but we do our best to follow the marked path. So now we're just going to take a right and head down the hill into the pretty village of Rushton Spencer. So it was a single manor dating back to the time of the Norman conquest held by the Earls of Cheshire, and then in the late 11th century it was passed on to the de Verdun family of Alton. At the bottom of the hill we reach another popular watering hole, the Royal Oak. Yeah, so you could start and end from here as well. So we take a right and then it's just a really short hop down to Station Lane where we turn left back to our starting point. You can't miss the turn, there's a nice big sign. Okay, all done, and the pub's open, so it would seem rude not to. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm off for a beer. See you next week.